Demetre. Okay. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. It's actually good that you touched on this because I wanted to ask you this: do you think that the laws should change and be more equal with the family court system?
100%. Without any if the mom is not presenting over compelling evidence,
Yeah,
to refute, to back up her claims, the father should be rewarded 50-50. If you need, and if there was any like past police reports of DV, classes need to be taken. Both parents should be permitted to taking the classes that I had to take.
facts.
In order to help co-parent, like people think that it's just one side, and I really hate like, and not just black fathers, but fathers in general. We get the short end of the stick when it comes to this type of shit, man. Like nobody thinks about the mother's love for the kid.
Yeah.
Well, damn, so you're saying the father, I don't have any love for my kid? I helped this kid fresh out the womb. I cut the cord. I was the one listening to Marvin Gaye. What's my girl's name? Angie Stone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This. I'm the one putting my baby on to this soul rap that we talking about. Like, you didn't put in on this. You were just the womb carrier. It was my seeds that helped give her life. So I can't feel away. I can't love my kid. I think it's crazy, and and that's honestly why I felt like after this I was like, man, I'm gonna just advocate, be a voice for fathers, because we gotta stick together, man. It's just really a fucked up stigma that society placed on black fathers specifically.
Yeah.
It's really nasty, bro. And it's not true. All of my uncles is there for their kids, and a couple of them really had the dog fight for real. Yeah. I know, like they really have to go through the wire, and it wasn't until I went through my situation that they were really going into depths about it. I remember my mom telling me about one of my uncles specifically. He had a chance to go to the NBA, man. He just wasn't finna let this lady collect that check, and I feel that, man. Yeah. I felt that.
No, that's real, man. And a lot of people don't really understand until it's too late. They don't understand the stuff that black fathers will go through. And if you was to lose, for example, the relationship, like you said earlier, she's gonna make an example. She's gonna make an example. Oh, okay, we're not together anymore. Okay, you're not gonna be able to see your child. You're not gonna be able to do this. You're not gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna make a restraining order. I'm gonna make it seem like you are a deadbeat father, even though behind the scenes you taking care of her family, and all this, that, and the third. They're not gonna talk about that. They're gonna make it seem like you're just this deadbeat ass guy, and that's the problem that I hate. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, I feel you to the fullest. It's like, you know what? It's crazy. I used to have this thing. I used to have no respect for fathers that just quit on their kids, because how could you quit? And it wasn't until I went through it I understand. I respect every father that's ever tried and that gave up, and every father that continued to fight through, because I understand what it is that you go through emotionally. I don't know. For me, I'm gonna keep it 100. If it wasn't for our girl, I probably would have went off the wire already too.
Yeah.
This was a lot, man, and I hate that she had to go through this with me, but she a rider, man. Shout out to my girl, Baby J. A shout out, man, because without her, I don't know where I would have been in this process. She helped me with finding a lawyer. She was just like, man, they in this together, we in this together. Okay, ain't nobody finna, my daughter, man, upon meeting her, she loved her, and I don't know my daughter to be like that with people. She was really shy as a kid, like, but she has my personality, so I kind of knew like the people person thing was gonna kick in, and man, she just attached to her since from day one, and it was really weird because it was like,
yeah,
that's not me. But like, that's what she's always called her. I never even forced that. She just went up to her and hugged her, mommy. I said, but I never sweated that. My ex got a relationship, and it was at the 2019 parenting plan. They were finalizing the parenting plan, and it's so crazy, man, because you would think a man that shook his child wouldn't ever be deemed worthy. And hearing this judge like tell her like, well, there's no police reports, There's no like documentation
Yeah.
from a doctor's. I just did my merit. I work in childcare. If you have an open case in CPS, you aren't getting hired. If I had an open case back in 2017, it's still deemed as open.
Yeah.
I would have never had that job. I would never have this job. So that means either A, you're a liar, or B, you're lying and continue to build on your lie.
Yeah.
And that's something like I'm not big. I don't really care about. It's never been about bashing my babies because my goal has always been about my daughter. But I'm telling like on my social platform, like just the journey of what it is I've went through.
That's real.
Just keeping it plain because I ain't never bashed her in public. I still have text messages about her doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
That if I wanted to embarrass her and her family that's getting on these platforms and making these fake pages, now I could do that right now.
Yeah.
Like at this very moment. Her brother, I want to give a shout out to Deshaun Sanchez. I didn't immediately in the news media. I didn't immediately because I didn't want to mess up any investigation.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did come across bro a couple of months ago and letting him know about his sister, you know what I'm saying, being in hiding and ducked off, and he wasn't trying to help me. So I didn't reach out to him for help this time. And it wasn't until an FBI poster was up that he reached out to his sister on his behalf. Like, okay, you got a shout out. But like, bro, let's not act like you have been so like willing to help me. You were never willing to help me until you seen your sister was gonna be going to prison. Like, bro, like I give you a shout out, you got some love, but like also keep it funky with the public, man. I got your messages too if I wanted to air that out. Like I never did nothing shisty. I never spoke bad on my baby's mom. When CASA came and did their reports in 2019 and deemed I was neglectful in my parenting plan, I was crushed because it was just like, damn, you saw the interaction with me and my daughter.
Yeah.
You heard the report. I never once talked bad about my baby's mom. And I wasn't really keen on like airing it out and telling like the ins and outs of our relationship, but I'm reading the reports of her family, her mother, her cousin Jure, who I've never even met during our relationship tenure, and then her father Eric Smith, a man who I reached out to immediately, and he did not reach back out. He acted like he didn't even know who I was. He spoke so badly on my name. None of these people asked me the truth. I know Kiana and Jane never cared about the truth.
Yeah.
But Eric Smith was a man who Jane Sanchez put through the ringer.
Oh, of course.
And he gave up. And all that Kiana was doing was what her mom did to her dad. And I felt so bad because this man had told me that this woman is manipulative. And it wasn't until we deepened our relationship and near the end of it that I'm like, man, I feel so bad for this dude. And now it's just like, man, you just messed up any other chance that my daughter has to even know you. Like, her whole family has. Like, bro, you guys have, I get back in your family. I'm not backing nobody that's wrong. Wrong is wrong and right is right. Whether we blood or not. If you're wrong, I'm not rocking with you just because you're my cousin. I'm checking that, if anything. Nah, go get that right. You wrong. You messed up. That's how my family rocks with me. They'll rock. And some of them may rock me. If I was ever wrong, they would rock with me. But know that they checking my ass from here to there, and I ain't getting away with nothing. Like accountability is a thing that I don't feel like the courts also like make women do either. Like I had to go through, bruh, I had to take so many classes, and I had to repeat a couple of them just so I could be in good faith and standing with the courts, so they could see like, bro, I'm really legit genuine, bro. Like I am not trying to put a wool over y'all eyes and be this other person. This is who I am. Like I'm just confused as to why now the shoe's on the other foot. She has never had to take a class.
Oh no, it's always going to be on you, man. And this is why I mentioned earlier. Like these are the things that a lot of guys are going to have to go through. You are guilty, bro. You're guilty until you're proven innocent. No marks on her, no bruises, black eyes, none of that. But she running around telling people, "Oh, he punched me in my face 10 times." Okay, well, we don't see no busted lip or anything. Like, what's going on? But they don't care about that. They will come and grab you and throw you in jail, push you through the whole trial, and you sitting there looking like, bro, if I punched her 10 times in the face, wouldn't you see something? You know what I'm saying? It's the same exact thing. And so it's really frustrating. That's why I asked you that question. Like, do you think that these court systems need to be changed? And you said, yes, I agree with you. Because you being guilty until proven innocent is not right. Especially when it comes to her, the shoe being on her foot. Because she doesn't have to go through that. The same thing you said. She didn't have to take any of the classes. Why am I sitting in these classes, taking these classes alone? She should be here with me.
Right.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy, and it's frustrating, man. And again, like I said, so many of these guys go through this. Luckily for you, you were financially stable enough to be able to afford to go through it. But do you know how many guys go through this that can't even afford to have a lawyer, the court fees, and all this stuff? And they did, and they do what you said earlier. They just give up.
Oh, it's really wicked. It's really it's wicked, man. I can't even. That's just the best word I could come up with it. Like it's really sad. I feel bad for any man that's got to.
Man, I also wanted to ask you this, man, because bro, I dissected your your post, man. I wanted to know, how did you keep your composure during the exchanges and stuff like that? Because I know you were saying that they were trying to like egg you on, they were trying to get you to, provoking you, try to get you to react to them negatively and stuff like that, just so they can have something to show the courts. How were you able to keep your composure in like in an emotion like that, an emotional state, I should say, like that?
The end game, I was playing chess.
Yeah.
I never liked checkers as a kid. And so me and my girl, after the first exchange, we were just like, I think we should record everything. I don't trust it. I'm like, it's whatever. I ain't gonna be in sweat nothing. So then the second time I got to a visit and I didn't record, I wasn't on live.
Yeah.
They got to acting real ignorant. Like the boyfriend, I wanted to clear the air. I was never a jealous baby's dad. I ain't one of these bitter baby's daddies. I had a whole girlfriend. I never cared. When I left my baby's mom, I didn't care. I didn't look back. Was not playing either. So like, it was really weird that he felt like even in talking with him, it sounded like he had already made up his decision that he was backing this woman, and he didn't even have a clear and like thorough understanding of what it was that was going on, what I was enduring. And so like, he's kind of on some, well, bro, we need to have a conversation. I said, yeah, we do. I said, the last time that I talked to you, bro, like you went to tell me that it was something about my daughter. And then in the same breath, tell me, actually, it's about you. Now, when you do that with a parent and a dad, like, I'm like, well, what's wrong with my daughter? He's like, actually, it's about you. All right, well, you're playing with me, and I'm a grown man. You don't have any kids, so check this out. We're not meeting up to talk. You're not serving me any paperwork, because I know that's what my baby's mom's mom tried to put you up to do.
Yeah.
And like, bro, there's nothing to talk about. So then, like, as he's talking to me, bro, at the second visitation, they're talking about, oh, my stepson, my bonus son as well. I just call him my son for real, because I really have been raising him. She talking about my son put his hands on my daughter, which ain't never happened. Now my daughter kind of got a little bit of her mama ways, and she's very imaginative and likes to story tell. But we tell her all the time, like, that's not okay that's not an okay thing to do.
Yeah.
And so it's just crazy that they're all kind of, at this point, they're all in the car. I'm talking to the dude, and then my baby's mom tries to chime in on some, wait a minute. And I literally told her, right, guys, I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to him.
Yeah.
And he tries to, oh, well, bro, that's your baby's mom. And, nigga, I don't care.
Yeah.
I do not care. The whole thing about this was, I'm talking to you,
Yeah.
her, and then her mom came around the car in the corner. I'm going into an elevator. I got to drop some clothes off for my kids.
Now you good, man. You good.
So egotistic, so cocky, so conceited, cause I'm better than your average. I'm mad sick when I spit that shit. When I spit that flow, she gon' want to catch my drift. Soon as a nigga get some money, they try to spit on it. They ain't put it on this bottle, so they can't sip on this. Don't you try to boost me up, don't try to get on, bitch. Cause I'ma act like I don't know you, nigga, that's real shit. I'm from a place where you get chased with full clips, AKs and that type of shit.